I'm very pleased to welcome back our good friend Eileen Panzarella, who is the Prevention Director for Pathway to Recovery, which is a substance abuse treatment and prevention organization located in downtown Hazleton. Eileen is here today to talk about two important topics that are very popular for the month of September, and that is it's Recovery Month for those with a drug or alcohol problem, and it's also Fetal Alcohol Syndrome Awareness Month. So Eileen, thank you so much for being here with us. I guess let's start with Fetal Alcohol Syndrome Awareness Month for people who may not be aware of what that is. Tell us a little bit about that and what this month is for.
There's a lot of misconceptions about using alcohol during pregnancy, and really the safest thing is zero alcohol for 9 months. And that because of fetal alcohol syndrome, which can develop from, and really it can happen to some people, some babies with a very small exposure to alcohol and other people with a larger amount of alcohol. We're really not sure about it, but it's just safe not to use alcohol at all, because there's physical things that happen. There's a low birth weight is one thing, and then there can be problems with the heart, kidneys, and other organs. And then there is also brain issues that happen during, if someone's drinking alcohol during the baby's brain development. And that leads to behavioral disabilities and intellectual disabilities of low IQ, learning disabilities, hyperactivity, poor reasoning skills. And that really leads to then lifelong issues that a person has with, poor social skills, being able to even live independently or keep a job in the future. So all of this affects a person throughout their life then. And really, they're saying maybe about 1 in 20 school children actually may have fetal alcohol syndrome disorder on that. So it's, something that affects a lot of children out there.
So this month, you're trying to get the word out about that as well. I mean, all year long as well, but especially this month. But this is also Recovery Month. So, I'm sure that encompasses a lot of different things when you're talking about recovery.
September Recovery Month, where we really want to celebrate people who have been able, they got themselves into treatment and they're succeeding and they're in recovery. And just to let people know that this is possible. Recovery is possible. We know addiction is a disease of the brain. And that it's retraining that brain, and it's difficult. It's a difficult process, but people are doing it and are achieving it. And that's the other thing too, is celebrating recovery. We really want to try to end the stigma of people using drugs and drug abusers, substance abusers. Because many times this happened, it was, out of their control. We saw a lot of with the opioids. They were prescribed by doctors, and so they were legitimately taking them, and they didn't want to get addicted to them, but it was something that happened. And then once that disease of the brain happens, addiction has set in. But we are seeing people in recovery, and it's really just that special month of celebrating that recovery. And even with, even relating to fetal alcohol, one of the reasons, some woman might be addicted to alcohol, and they might have an alcohol abuse problem. And so even though they're pregnant, it's hard for them to stop drinking, and they really need to get into treatment for that as well. So we really see it affects, addiction doesn't just affect one person, it affects the whole family.
For someone watching this that maybe, wants to take advantage of the services that are provided by Pathway to Recovery, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
They can just call us at, 570-455-9902. We have our receptionists will take their information. If they say, I need help, I think I have a drug or alcohol problem, what happens is there's first an evaluation done by one of our counselors, and they will determine the extent of the problem. And then after that, they'll make a plan moving forward, what type of treatment is needed. One of the things we're going to do this month too with fetal alcohol syndrome, we're going to be taking information to all of the local gynecology offices, women's health offices, and we'll be dropping off a little packet of information that women can grab there in the waiting rooms that we'll have out this month for them, so they could get more information on women's health and fetal, especially fetal alcohol.
Today's news feature is brought to you by Frankie's Pizzeria and Restaurant in downtown Hazleton. For more information on their specials, hours, and where you can find their delicious tavern pizza, you can call 570-454-6000 or you can visit their Facebook page.